Hey class, I thought it would be a great idea for me to go through these lessons on video with you, just so that if you're outside of class you can press stop and rewind and watch these things over and just make sure that you get your work done. So I'm going to go through section by section for each of these lessons with you. And we're going to start on page 26, working with Apple loops. So go ahead and flip there. That section goes all the way to page 29. So that's where we're going to stop this first video, 26 to 29. So yeah, loops, they're musical parts that can be looped over and over to build a song. They're foundational elements of GarageBand. And GarageBand includes 2,000 professional quality Apple loops, and I believe that they continue to build their libraries. So it could be more than 2,000 even today. They're pre-recorded music files that can be used to add drum beats, rhythmic elements, and other repeating musical parts to a project. They contain musical patterns that can be repeated seamlessly and combined into new musical arrangements, and you can extend a loop to fill any length of time in a project. Loops can be accessed in the loop browser. That's going to be right up here by just selecting that loop, and you can search for different loops. So it says here that in the next series of exercises you'll audition tambourine loops with the song and add one to the project to create a new track. You'll then add a new percussion part near the beginning of the song. So it says here to start playback and listen to the first 10 measures or bars of the song, and make sure that you have the cycle mode turned on. Cycle mode, that's right up here at the top. If I click that, you see this yellow bar that goes across the timeline right there. So that you can cycle that on or off. Now we want to listen to the first 10 bars, so I'm going to drag this over to the beginning, and at the very end here I'm going to stretch that out all the way to the 11, so that we're going all the way through bar 10. So let's listen to that real quick. Alright, I pressed spacebar to stop that, but you can see how it looped over again. It cycled over to the beginning. It says here that the song works okay, but it feels like it could use a hint of percussion, perhaps a tambourine part somewhere around the 5th or 6th measure. It's always nice for a song to build gradually, so a light percussion part before the drummer part kicks in around the 9th measure should work well. It says don't worry if you don't have a tambourine and microphone handy. For this project, an Apple loop will do the trick. So it says to choose View, Show Apple Loops, press O or click the Apple Loops button. Well, we already did that over here. That's the Apple Loops button. The Loops browser opens to the right side of the window in the same area that the notepad will be used in. So flipping over to page 28, it says here, the top of the Loop browser includes a search field and keyword buttons for sorting through the loops to find ones that work for your project. The lower half of the browser shows the results list based on how the loops were sorted. For this exercise, you're looking for a tambourine part. There happens to be a tambourine button, so that makes the search a click away. The tambourine button is right here. So if I click on that, it's going to bring up all of the different loops that have a tambourine built into them. Number 3 on page 28, it says in the Loop browser, click the tambourine button to narrow your choices from thousands of Apple loops to 10. Well, it just so happens that I have a lot more in my library because I also work with Logic Pro, and so all of my loops from Logic Pro also are found in GarageBand. Number 4 says click the first Apple loop in the list, which is Tambourine 01, to preview it. So what I did, because I have all these other ones, I scrolled down and I can find Tambourine 01 here, and I'm going to preview it by clicking it. Once I'm done previewing it, I just click it again and it'll turn off. Also, if you didn't want to press the tambourine to search for it, if it asks you to search for or to find tambourine 01, you can search for it right up here by just pressing in or typing in tambourine 01, and you'll find it down here. That might be easier for some of you. And there it is again. It says to press the down arrow to preview the next loop on the list. So I'm going to X out of this, go back to where my tambourine is highlighted, find my tambourine 01 again, and I press the down button to preview the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And you can preview all these if you wanted to. It says to click the selected loop in the list to stop the preview, and that's exactly what I did. So moving on to page 29, it says, so now you found the tambourine parts. The next step is to audition them with the song to see which fits best.